Welcome back, fight fans. Welcome back. Let's just dig right into it. The fight everybody's been waiting for, the fight everyone wants to see, the fight that's very much talked about, and one of the biggest fights in boxing there is, the fight for an undisputed heavyweight world champion. There can only be one. Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder in a super mega fight. Now, this will be a huge showdown. This will be a huge fight. And it finally has a huge opportunity to make it happen. And that is going to be through DAZN. That is going to be, with Matchroom Boxing, Eddie Hearn and Deontay Wilder all coming together with DAZN. Now, one thing that Deontay Wilder keeps stating is that, the deal, if I do a deal with DAZN, it won't be with Eddie Hearn. No one cares if it's with Eddie Hearn. We just want the fight. He's taking things personal that has no point in being personal. It's just simply business. You don't have to like Eddie Hearn to do a deal with Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua. That's period. I'm sure they do not like you at all, but they're willing to do a deal because you have something that they want, and that is a world title. They have something that you want, and that's the biggest payday of your career in your life. So let's just get this deal done because it only makes sense. So let's go ahead and just dig into it. According to Michael Benson, Eddie Hearn has revealed to the media that he's had conversations in regards to DAZN, with DAZN, and he stated that he believes that DAZN's John Skipper will be able to do a deal with Deontay Wilder that gets him on the platform and puts together the Anthony Joshua fight for November or December of this year. So we could see Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder, the actual fight, happen this year in a mega showdown. And this is a fight that everyone's talked about and talked to death about, who's ducking who's avoiding who. And clearly when Deontay Wilder was not willing to sign the contract, he delayed this fight. And and a lot of people were saying, the fight won't happen in 2019, it'll be AJ's fault. And we all seen AJ aggressively pursue this fight. Anthony Joshua aggressively went after this fight, and Deontay Wilder prioritized Tyson Fury, who had no belts, who was not a bigger payday than Anthony Joshua, over being undisputed and making history. That made no sense to me, but it is what it is. We're here now, and we have to break down the fight in the first glance. So IBFP's first glance at Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder is a hell of a super fight. It's a great fight to have. So let's just kind of dig into it and break it down. This is the way I see the fight. I think Deontay Wilder, he's very poor technically. He's probably the worst technical fighter I've ever seen in the history of boxing. I've never seen a fighter as worse as Deontay Wilder technically. What makes Deontay Wilder an interesting and intriguing fighter, and even an entertaining fighter to watch, is because he has a big right hand. And if that right hand lands, a lot of guys don't really get up for it. We don't know how good the right hand is, because at the end of the day, when Deontay Wilder only fights tomato can, those guys really don't get up. Luis Ortiz got up from the first right hand. Tyson Fury got up from 2 right hands. So when he elevates his level of competition, guys tend to get up. Bermane Stiverne survived the right hand in their first fight. So we do know that the right hand, you can make it through it if you're a top level competitor. If you're a very good fighter, you have a good chance of seeing yourself through that right hand. But the key to the right hand is to avoid it altogether, to make sure you don't get struck with it, to make sure that you get him before he gets you. And Deontay Wilder really has not been in there with the competitors that can do that. If you look at Tyson Fury, he's not the type of guy that can get you before you get him. Tyson Fury's not the biggest puncher, so what Tyson Fury's doing is trying to get to the point of winning a decision round by round by round. I believe Fury... Now, I think Fury could hurt Wilder, could stop Wilder, could cause Wilder a problem, but Fury would have to take a lot of risk to be able to do that. So it's a safer bet for Tyson Fury to stick to the game plan, box effectively, hit Wilder with some good, hard, strong, effective shots to keep him at bay, keep him off balance, keep him guessing. And since he's so poor technically, he won't be able to figure out those setups. But Fury probably doesn't have the elite level power that we've seen displayed by Anthony Joshua to be able to stop Wilder early on in the fight. Fury would have to take far too many risks just to get to that point. And as they say, styles make fights. So I think this particular style truly makes this fight. When you look at, Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua, the next thing that you have to examine in this particular situation is that Anthony Joshua is a very different style, and Anthony Joshua is going to cause an enormous problem for Deontay Wilder, because Anthony Joshua is very fundamental technically sound. Anthony Joshua has shown improvement boxing ability wise, fight by fight by fight. No, he's not as advanced as Tyson Fury, but he's very, very good. He's at least a solid B+ boxer purely. As a pure boxer, Anthony Joshua has to be. He's an overall elite level fighter because his power elevates him to the A level status. So when you look at Anthony Joshua's power, he's knocking guys out left and right. He's beating top 10 opposition, wearing them down, using his IQ and his momentum. And he's been losing weight fight after fight. And a lot of people are saying, why is Anthony Joshua, losing muscle? What's going on? Well, that's because, Anthony Joshua, after the Klitschko fight, he realized he may have been a little too bulky. He realized that he may have been a little too robotic. So he kind of eased off some of the muscle to increase his speed, to increase his endurance, because you don't want to carry all of that muscle into a heavyweight championship fight, be exhausted down the stretch, and get hit with a good shot, get stopped or dropped for no reason. So that muscle is extremely exhausting carrying, and if you can't get your opponent out of there early and you have to go into deep water, you need to be prepared endurance-wise to go the full distance, and that's why he's bringing down his weight as far as the muscle mass goes. So that's a big thing for Anthony Joshua. Now, in seeing this fight in the preview, I think the smartest plan for Anthony Joshua is to try to get Deontay Wilder out of the fight and stop him within the first 5 rounds. I think that's the key to the fight. Typically, you would want to do the first 4, because Deontay Wilder has no idea how to stop a guy, how to get a guy out of there in under the first 4 to 5 rounds. That is prime goal rounds for you to really be aggressive, go after him and hit him with something hard and stop him. I don't think Deontay Wilder has the defense to stay away from Anthony Joshua because they're virtually the same height. Wilder may have a slight edge on height, but the fact that he's facing a guy so big, so strong, so aggressive, opponent that he's never seen, he can't defend against, he has no defense, he has no significant offense other than a right hand, and if Joshua trains to take that away from him, Deontay Wilder's in deep trouble. I have to pick Anthony Joshua as an early preview winner because he just has too many dimensions, too many styles to his game, and there's too many ways he can be effective at beating Deontay Wilder. But once again, it's the IBFP with the first glance breakdown of a potential clash for November-December of Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. Please share, like, and you must absolutely subscribe.